everybody, it's Tani Seren, and today I want to yap about something really important. It's very important. You have to watch until the end, because you could be in danger. We are talking about relationship red flags. Oh, don't run away, phone. And I'm filming from my phone, so I bet the sound's all funky and stuff. But anyway, it was too beautiful out here for me to resist sitting in the sun for a little bit. That being said, I want to talk about dating red flags and relationship red flags. When you are dating someone and you're just getting to know them, things can be really overwhelming. They can also be very, very exciting. That excitement might make you want to overlook some red flags that you definitely want to be paying attention to. So no matter how much of a great first impression somebody leaves on you, it's important to know that, of course, first impressions aren't everything. Make sure that you are spending time reflecting about how you feel with this person. And if you're dating, don't just settle on the first person you're dating unless you are feeling that connection. Feel free to explore your options and make sure that it's a right fit for you. And not be so excited to obtain a date that you just jump right into a relationship. One of the things to look out for when you're dating, no matter the gender, no matter the person, how do they treat those in their family or those in service? And what I mean by that is, if they aren't somebody who has a disconnection from their family, because we all know that there's people out there whose families can be terrible and don't deserve, the connection with you anymore. If there's somebody who say is close to their mother or close to their siblings, see how they treat them. Now, this is something that you may not be able to get a feel for on your first date, so I'd like to also extend that to people in service. So if you go out and they are rude to the waiter or waitress, that is a red flag. Those in service should always be treated as equals, and you want to be with someone who is very kind. And if they are treating others like less than, that is definitely something that you can see pool over into other aspects of their life and ultimately your relationship. It's also, if you've been dating this person for a long time and you're trying to figure out if you want to stay in a relationship, and like I had mentioned before, they're close with their mother or their family, and they treat them terribly. It is definitely something you want to keep a very close eye on. Another thing that can be a red flag, manners, lack of manners. So someone who is unable to say thank you or be courteous is somebody who is not going to be able to understand why you might need that extra thanks. So what I mean by that is, in a relationship, the power of thank you and gratitude is something that oftentimes is lost. It's very, very important to continuously show your gratitude, even if someone's doing something that's expected. So keep an eye on that. Listen and see if they've got those manners and that gratitude, because that is also something that can leak over into a relationship. So if they are rude to those in service around them, if they are not filled with to the brim with manners, or at least some common courtesy, then that is definitely something to keep an eye out for. Now, I do also want to, there will be more parts to this as we go around, so I'm just going to touch base a little bit. I want to move on to relationship red flags. So if you've been in a relationship with someone, even for a short time, a long time, these are things that can either be something that occurs at the beginning of your relationship or something that might evolve during your relationship. Either way, it's important to know what these red flags are. First of all, if you or the person you are dating looks through the other person's personal phone or emails or DMs or whatever variation of that, so you might be accustomed to that in relationships. A lot of times in our younger relationships, we do this to each other. We do this in our younger relationships because there is a level of insecurity and a level of distrust and a level of immaturity that we hopefully grow out of. So think about it. what would be truly the only reason to look through and scrutinize emails and text messages and contact information that is on your partner's private device? The only logical thing that I can come up with is that you are looking for something they're not telling you. You're looking for something that is not being divulged to you. It's important to understand that if you're doing this, this should be a red flag to the other person, that you are not able to have that trust in them, that you don't currently have that trust in them. And if someone's doing that to you, it's important to understand that you are allowed your privacy in relationships, even if you are a unit with the other person. You are still a separate human being, and them having that access to your privacy is a sign that they do not trust you. No matter how it is twisted and turned, that is something you need to pay attention to. Because if you cannot converse about distrust and find a way to gain trust without having to continuously monitor each other like you are children, that is something that will eventually eat away at your own independence and also your patience with each other overall. So it is a big red flag if somebody is going through your things, looking through your things. Another red flag is emotional or physical abuse. And this one may seem like a no-brainer to you. This may seem like that's not a red flag. You've already reached the end. Like, that's already like the big bad thing, not something to look out for. But the reason I want to bring this up is because I do believe that aggression in emotional manipulation and aggression in physical it could be something that grows. So you might have a red flag and then it becomes that abuse, but the red flag in itself is just a baby step into the abuse. So on the physical side of things, any point in time when your partner puts their hands on you, that also does not mean skin-to-skin contact. It could mean grabbing your clothing. It could mean throwing something in your direction with the hopes that it would hit you or get close to you. Again, it could mean skin-to-skin contact, grabbing, shoving, keeping you from exiting an area. This is something that can very easily progress to hitting, to choking, and then in more dire circumstances, death. It is important to understand that if someone loves and cares for you, they will not desire to do something that could potentially place harm on you. And that includes, of course, throwing something in your general direction. If something's thrown at you, it hurts. Unless they're throwing a puffball in your general direction, that is going to hurt you. That is intent to harm you. And even if it's done in a place of intoxication or anger or rage, that is something that someone who truly cares for your well-being should never do to you. Now, on the emotional side of things, there's a lot of different things to kind of look out for, and I will be making another video diving more into that. But as a basic overview, someone who is unable to listen to you and is only putting their opinions or their needs before yours can be a warning sign for the potential of a increased emotional manipulation or abuse. It's important to understand that you are looking for a partnership or you're in a partnership. That is never going to change. You are going to be with this person for as long as you'd like to, and in a lot of cases, you would hope the rest of your life. In that circumstance, you need to understand you are going to come to disagreements. And if you're unable to communicate your needs, your wants, and your opinions without them being able to be received, that is a red flag that you will not be heard and could be put secondary in someone's mind and in their priorities. So I hope some of these red flags have been helpful. I hope that you find someone that is loving and caring, listens and is courteous and thankful and loyal and trustworthy. I will be doing a lot more of these in the future, so I do hope you've enjoyed and you subscribe if that interests you. Thank you again so much. I'm Tani Seren, and I will be back to yap more about education, relationships, reviews, and all that in between. Thank you so much.